Welcome back. Now we're going to get into sound mixing in Fairlight. If you've never done sound mixing before, if you're not familiar with sound design, we're going to take things really slow and we're going to start with a little tour of the Fairlight page. So just like the other pages in Resolve, when you click on the Fairlight page, it's going to open up the same timeline here in the Fairlight page. And a lot of the tools and panels and everything are very similar to what we've been using. Up here in the upper left, we have our media pool. We also have our effects library, but of course things are limited to just audio effects. Over towards the right, we have our viewer, and we can also open up our inspector, which we should be familiar with by now. And then we have our timeline down here. We have another toolbar here right above that, which we'll dive into. We have our transport controls. And then towards the right here, we have our audio mixer. You can grab this little edge for the mixer and move this out so you can see all of your tracks. And you're pretty much always fighting between, do you look at the mixer or do you look at the timeline? So we'll be working a lot with both of these panels quite a bit. More on that in a second. Up here we have our meters. This will show individual meters for each track in our audio, show us how loud things are going. We also have our loudness meters up here, which measures not just how loud things are technically, but also how loud they're kind of perceived. So how loud they actually sound to somebody's ears, which it seems like those should be the same thing, but they're not. We'll dive into all of this as we make our project. I'm gonna squish our mixer back down over here. And let's look at one thing here in the middle. This far right icon is our timeline view options. And we have a panel like this on the edit page as well. But one thing I want to point out is this upper left icon where you can show or hide video tracks. Check this out. If I click this, this will turn on and off our video tracks, which we might need those for reference if we want to figure out exactly where we are in our timeline. But oftentimes I'll turn those off because we're going to have a lot of audio tracks and we're going to be focusing just on audio. We don't really need to do anything with the video. So it's good to just turn those off if they're not off already. A couple basic controls. You can zoom in and out by holding Alt and rolling with the scroll wheel. You can make tracks bigger or smaller by holding Shift and rolling with the scroll wheel. And if you hold down Control, you can scroll right and left. You can also grab a video track and make it bigger just by stretching it like this. You can also squish them to where they're just completely non-existent, just about. That helps you kind of manage that screen real estate. You can also hit Shift Z to zoom all the way out or back in, just like the other pages. How do we start mixing our movie when with all of this stuff, with a brand new interface, all these different clips and everything, it can be really overwhelming. And believe me, I feel that for sure.